over there, Vince?
Nope.
What are you worried about?
What are you worried about?
No.
We didn't spill anything.
Yeah,
No
we did.
spills. We did? Vodka flew off the table. It's all good. I can almost reach him.
It's rubber.
Like your
You're
pants?
used to rubber, I hope.
No.
He's more of a lambskin guy.
Hey guys,
He's a
we are
latex
on.
dude.
I don't know. Alright everybody, we are on.
Bareback.
Oh, God.
Nah, you're a latex.
That explains so many of those cold sores I see on you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everybody ready? We're going
Not
live in
particularly,
5, 4,
Ready,
3,
steady,
2,
go.
1. Hello everyone and welcome to Dice and Dudes. Sorry for a little delay to start the stream, but we have a new setup. Now we can actually see our players. Oh my god, we can see you guys! Oh, it's so great! So now you guys can see all of their funny and quirky and angry expressions that they make whenever I try to make their lives a living hell.
Don't touch me.
Whenever I try to touch them in the no-no spots.
Like
All right.
that.
Thank you all very much for joining us. We're brought to you once again, courtesy of Military Gamer Supply, giving us the space and most of the equipment as well as the streaming capability. So very much, we love you, Military Gamer Supply. You complete us. If we were floating on a piece of wood out after the Titanic sank, we would move over and give you a spot on that plank of wood with you, which was more than enough, big enough for 2 people.
Fuck Rose.
Exactly. Rose is a bitch.
Might shove Paul. Not sure.
So we're trying a new setup now. If there's any problems or any issues, let us know. We're going to try to have the lights covered up for next time a little bit, just so that way you guys don't have any lights in your face. We're going to have a 4th camera incoming, well, anytime now pretty much. So that way we will be able to have me on camera the whole time. I will be turning the camera to the table whenever we have a combat, so you guys can actually see the miniatures and everything that's happening in the fight itself. Yep, that one will turn just like that.
Now that you completely screwed that up. God,
There you go.
why?
Okay.
Not completely,
yeah,
just mostly.
Just like that. So whenever we have that, I'll give you guys a little warning, and then we'll turn it over so that way you guys can see everything. Other than that, Nick, Vince, which one of you wants to do the announcements for Military Gamer Supply?
Go ahead, Nick.
Nick it is.
When's our tournament?
Alright, we got a 40K tournament January 12th. We have Commander going on Wednesday nights now and Friday nights. Modern Standard Friday Night Magic on Fridays. We're going to start doing Modern on Saturdays and Standard on Sundays. DBZ on Sundays as well, the Dragon Ball Z trading game, card game.
Has the guy come by MGS yet to do the Transformers live game for the card game?
Not that I know of.
Not yet? Okay.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, we'll talk to him and see if he can get down here and just start running some of that. Maybe get some people in here playing some good old-fashioned 1980s Transformer robot card game.
Also, big news for us, we will be running an Age of Sigmar league, like a journeyman's type of league. So you start off low points and then you build your way up. Talk to Ignacio Santana. He's here from 6 to midnight, Monday through Thursday. He's the one running it. He's also the store employee here at the time.
Very nice.
You can always make contact on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or any of the other crap.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's great. I prefer myself some fantasy wargaming as opposed to 40K. So those of you out there who for that too, great way to get into Age of Sigmar, starting off low points and slowly building up. Great way to do that. Dice and Dude still has stuff coming out. I did get a bunch of Christmas presents of the new Mantic crate boxes that came out. I got a whole bunch of those painted up, so that way we can see. I'll be using a lot of those tonight, as well as our resident sorcerer, who decided he wants to try to be in the Jurassic Park. We went ahead and we got him one of those.
I am not the sorcerer, I am a priest.
I'm sorry, the priest. The priest of the
He's
line.
a holy man.
So when he transforms into a T-Rex, he has his T-Rex figure now painted and ready to go for the table. That's it for my announcements. Any other announcements from Military Gamer Supply? Any personal question or anything anybody wants to talk about? Maybe declare if you're an alcoholic or not? Anything like that? No?
Alcoholic?
Alcoholic? Okay, so we got one alcoholic.
Oh yeah. Drunk.
Alcoholics are quitters. You're drunk. Yeah.
No quitting here.
Social drinker.
Social.
I am still using my Viking
Very
cup
social.
courtesy from my sister Kim, my brother-in-law James, and their children, whose names I forget.
Wow.
I'm gonna go
Still
still addicted to RPGs and tabletop gaming.
yeah.
Sad but true.
Yeah, true. A couple of points of order, real quick, before we get started. I finally got off my ass and got the calendar set up for this game, for this world. You guys are currently on the 14th day of Zoran tier. Okay, Zoran tier is actually the first month of the year. So you guys are now sitting in 999 YK. So the next year marks the year 1000 since the founding of the Kingdom of Clasiffied. So we have that. I have a whole bunch of holidays that I got off of fan fiction and things like that for Eberron and Keith Baker stuff, as well as some of my own stuff that's been created.
I predate the Kingdom of the Galfar. Woo!
Other points of order. I think that's actually it. I think we're pretty good. So I think we're going to go ahead and get ourselves ready to jump on in. Get ourselves ready to jump on in to tonight's episode of Dice and Dudes. Last time,
I know, right?
you all within the Towering Wood had an encounter with a Sakura Quadi, which had devastated most of the gatekeepers, pretty much all the gatekeepers, save for Thraka and Perry, that call Camp Leonar their home. Surviving the attack, the only two people who were actually present were Valis, our resident wizard, and Marketov, our rogue from Barovia. Surviving the attack, they managed to run into the group as the rest of the group headed south towards Greenheart to seek counsel with Oleon, the oldest living creature in all of Corvair, an awakened tree that sits at the center of Greenheart. After coming into contact with Valis and Mark, they were attacked by their pursuers, dispatching them fairly easily, one with a very lucky crit from Perry into a Mind Flayer's stomach that made it just go nope and bounce out. The rest of the fight went fairly well. You all continue to travel south and hit Greenheart. Made your way inside and discovered that tomorrow the Midwinter Festival, known as Midwinter Nights, is taking place. A large influx of population has hit Greenheart, which is not a typical city that you would normally run into, but the population has swelled. You all met with a man by the name of Kana, the squad leader of the Wardens of the Wood that accosted you before entering Greenheart. After speaking with you all and getting to know some of you and getting some of you rubbing him the wrong way, some of you rubbing him the proper way, though that sounds dirty, it's not meant that way. He told you all to find his wife, Jilly, who would offer you all a few rooms that you all could stay in, as he happens to live in a fairly large house, though he says to be respectful to his wife, and he finds out if any of you try to do anything lurid with her, then he would track you down and kill you.
He stated rather explicitly that he would come to.
K-A-N-A.
I'm watching you, fucker.
Also told to find Gorinth Baikana, that is the Wardens of the Wood leader. Also, the Cleric of Boldrai, Basha, was sought out by Arnos, Valis, and Mark, trying to get the nerves in Mark Marketov's arm regenerated, so that way he can reuse his left arm, as his left arm is currently completely useless. He is essentially a one-armed character right now. And Valis, who managed to rescue 2 of his missing 3 digits, wanted to get those regrown back onto his body. They now know what things they need in order to pick that up and get that done. They've already paid for it. They simply have to get holy water that's been blessed, as well as a healing wheel that has been whittled for them out of a special wood. Not going to be able to find that here, so that's going to be a bit of a quest later on. Our last thing I will go over is Rotmir had received a message last episode from his family by the House Civis couriers. A message within his mind from a sending spell, telling him that he needed to make his way home with all haste. Securing a deal with either Valis or Flynn, up to them. One would attempt to teleport him to his home so he would not have to simply leave, then get on horseback and make the month-long ride across the continent to try to get home. So instead, he is staying and going to fight with the group and continue as an old enemy, Nyapkis, not only freed the Sekotaquati, but also now has the second piece of 3 of the doorway that you all are going to use to force your way back into Barovia. So now we're coming back in with you all having entered Greenheart. We have already secured what's happening between Valis and Arnos. So at this point, Thraka and Rotmir had decided that they needed a drink and went to find the closest tapery to get themselves something to drink, while our resident priest Flynn and Triswin, as well as Perry, went to find Gorant to have a talk with him and see what they could do with the following situation. Sorry for that, kind of joining on, but we did have a couple of players that weren't here, so I wanted to make sure that they got caught up. So, what are you all doing?
Making our way to Gorant.
Just getting hammered.
So you two are looking for, okay, so now that you two are here, this is not a typical city. This entire village, it's more of a very large village as opposed to a city. And this village has been built among the trees, not from the trees. There are trees everywhere still. A lot of houses have been built up and around trees themselves. Some of them have even been built up into the trees. There is a very large community that exists 150 feet above your all's heads in some of the strongest, thickest oak trees that are in this forest. You have to the south of you all right now a tree that is 200 feet in diameter and goes so far up into the canopy that it disappears from view. You know that that is Olean and that you can see him from outside of the forest. Just the tip. And only for a second. You've been to Greenheart several times. You've never stayed too awful long. This isn't your kind of civilization. You know, you've always had the duty that you had to fulfill with the gatekeepers. But you've been here enough to know there are no inns, there's no boarding houses, there's no hostels, anything like that. So if you wish to have a roof over your head, you have to find people who are going to take you in. The good news is that you know that most of the people who live here live in houses with extra rooms, as it's a very welcoming community here in Greenheart, and them welcoming strangers into their home is as much a boon to themselves as it is to the stranger that they welcome in. So lots of houses have extra rooms specifically for that, but it also means that you guys probably won't be able to collect into a single building, the lot of you. I mean, there are at this point 8 of you with Marketov here. So finding a single place to stay, not really going to help. You know, you love the Midwinter Nights Festival, as you know that there is booze aplenty. And booze from quite far away. Some from all the way from the Moor Holes bring some ale here. You get Angarian wine. You get some grog from the Shadow Marches made by the orcs there. You get quite a bit in here. And there is quite a few different disparate races now taking refuge within Greenheart. So the two of you, I would like you both, since you're looking for a tap house, go ahead and roll me a investigation first.
Oh, nice. -1. 5.
Investigation? Oh, cool. +5. Oh, negative, natural 1, so I don't find shit.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
a good way to start the night.
As you guys are still kind of road weary from the travels that you all got here, but after moving around for a little while, you guys happen to see the first place where you see booze, and it is basically just an outdoor setup. You have a 3-story house that looks like it's literally just somebody's house. Someone has pulled a wagon up to it that's just near it and has unloaded several bottles or several barrels of mead and ale and wine that is just, they've kind of pushed up against the house. The owner of the house has apparently just brought out a few tables outside, set them up on the outside instead of a makeshift bar. There's a scattering of mismatched tables, round tables, some family style benches set up, some smaller tables that look like people have brought them out, and there is quite a few people out there that are now sitting down and drinking and having themselves a fairly good old time. At this point, it's just past 2 o'clock when you all have arrived.
What do you say? Get a flagon while we walk, find something indoors?
Ah, fuck it. We're in the land of the druids, might as well be outside.
Okay, I walk right up to the bartender / carts tender.
You see there is a rather robust looking woman. She's about close to 6 feet tall. Fairly thick. She's got arms that, looks like she's worked her whole life. Probably a lot of carpentry, lots of moving lumber and things around. She seems of good stock.
Okay.
And she is filling up various cups and passing them out. People aren't getting too rowdy yet, but there's a bit of drinking going on and murmuring. You can definitely see that there are road-weary travelers here that are gathered around this little outdoor area. It is still very lightly sprinkling as well. No, but the rain seems to bother no one here,
Okay, so
despite the fact it's 25 degrees.
at the same time I'm grabbing my coin purse, I ask her, what's the top shelf here?
Oh, well, what you looking for? We got a barrel of mead, we got the barrel of Morholt's ale, we got a barrel of some other dwarven ale, we got another barrel of some
Can I
unburied
look
wine.
at the barrels and see what's...
Yeah,
Is there a marking?
There's branding in this one. Go ahead and just roll me a dwarf check.
A dwarf check?
Go ahead and add your wisdom to it.
Wisdom.
It's racist assuming that he's a dwarf.
I did assume his race.
You assumed his race, man?
16.
16.
Just because you identify as a
you
T-Rex.
I do identify as a
you
T-Rex.
notice both markings. One of these is referred to as the Stoneman Ale. It is has a kind of a bitter aftertaste to it, but it is very strong, very potent. The other one is known as the Ram's Horn.
Okay.
Now the Ram's Horn is more up your alley when it comes to booze. It's much smoother, it's full-bodied, it hits you right in the back of the throat. It doesn't get you drunk nearly as fast as the Stoneman's, but the Ram's Horn, it's a good brew. And then the mead, you have no idea.
I'll have one of each, and he'll have whatever he wants.
2 of each.
2 of each. All right. So for 2 for each, if it's going to be just that, that'll be a single gold piece, please, for the lot.
Here's the gold piece for the liquor, and here's another gold piece for your time.
Oh, well, I thank you very much. And she takes the gold up, she drops them in her bodice. Thank you very much. And you now hear her as she's moving around. She's jingling as she moves. And she fills you up with some flagons of ale and hands you your 4, hands you your 2.
Is it like a mead horn and 2 flagons?
Oh no. For these, it's just cups. You see that she has horns set up specifically for the mead itself.
Okay.
So you can pretty much tell. If people are drinking wine, they got the smallest cup. If they're drinking mead, they got the horn. And if they're drinking ale, they got the cups. And I mean, these are cups. These are flagons of ale.
It matters not to me because I'm alternating like one of each with my special cup that I got from him.
Yeah, he's over here drinking like I detect like hints of oak and there's a bit of nuttiness, and you hear just like
yeah. So that like drunk. Not drunk, not drunk, drunk, not drunk. It helps me prolong.
In the middle of it, I'll order a mead.
Okay. The mead is much sweeter than what you would typically partake of when it comes to booze. But after you finish that one, a lot of the sweetness has gone away, and it feels like it is delicious.
Okay.
It is delicious.
Constitution check?
No, not yet. But you guys do notice that you are both getting a lot of looks and at the table that you guys sit at and start drinking at, there's 2 other people there drinking. After a minute, they get up and they move to a different table.
Like, we're like pariah?
You notice there's a fairly noticeable ring of people not around you all.
I just shrug and drink.
Okay. You just drink it?
Just because they're a bitch on me, I'm gonna stop drinking.
Okay.
I keep drinking.
Both of you, real quick, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh,
Minus
fuck.
one.
Or actually, just do a perception check. Actually.
Okay, percent. Thank
Oh,
God.
+6.
It's like, oh, he fucked me.
10.
10 is good enough.
Oh,
10.
roll from
That is-
20.
You guys start to realize, like, now that you're sitting down and you're drinking and you're just kind of slowly relaxing, it has been over a week, close to 10 days now, that you all have been traveling within the Towering Wood
Oh, God.
and
I smell
sweating and stinking.
Oh.
You haven't removed your armor in that entire time, neither have you. So you both realize that you reek to high heaven.
I throw my
Yeah,
head
Brock
back.
cares not because he's used to stinking in the woods.
Oh no, this is a repugnant funk that even you're like, one of the gentlemen that moved away from you is indeed a full-blooded orc, and if a full-blooded orc thinks you stink, it's gotten pretty bad. It has gotten pretty bad.
I have
throw
my
my
brain
head
sucked
back.
out.
All right, but while you guys,
So you have that corpse
While
you
you guys
smell,
are
too.
realizing
Oh my
that,
God.
the 3 of you, Perry, Trisman, and Flynn, I'd like you guys to go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
Remember, I don't have a corpse you smell because my brains and everything regenerated and they got to watch it through the hole where the hole sealed up.
That doesn't mean you weren't a corpse for long enough.
6.
18.
Okay,
I can.
you know this area pretty well, so everyone kind of looks the same. Everyone looks like they're kind of dressed the same, but you're able to pick out who's actually a member of the Wardens of the Wood pretty easily. They carry themselves a little bit different. They all seem to have that kind of 1,000-yard stare. So you're able to pick out one of them very quickly, and you're looking for Gordon. If you want to hit, if you need to get to him, I think he'd still be at the main command center. It's going to be about 100 feet away from Olean's 3. Building with a red thatched roof. You can't miss it.
Hey, thank you.
No problem. Just don't start no trouble. Let's keep those weapons in their sheaths, yeah?
That's what it is.
But, can I see that thing?
A rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, you like this one, eh? Pop the shells out.
Careful, that one's liable to blow up in your face.
Not
Turns
bad.
over, looks at it. This is a right piece of engineering here. Where'd you get it?
I used it in the war.
Ah.
Don't
Well.
worry. It only explodes when you actually try to use it.
Well, I've heard the firearms every once in a while have that capacity, and he pulls out a 2-barrel pistol that he has. Looks like though yours uses cartridges, his looks like it uses powder and shot. It's like every once in a while I have a problem with this one too. Puts it back in his
Where'd you get that one?
Oh, that one? There's this crazy gnome feller. He was going around selling them. Nice man, but I'm sorry, nice woman, but she's a bit on the strange side. She talked really fast, and it was pretty hard to understand most of what she said. I basically had to talk to the Warforged that she had with her. It's strange that the Warforged was more level-headed than the gnome was.
What?
Did she ask for strange payments as well?
No, she asked for money.
Oh, okay. I guess it was just that one gnome.
Yeah, well, gnomes are weird fellas. As long as you're not in Zalargo, they're right nice people. But once you get in there, I'm sorry, I'm taking up all of your time. I don't mean to do that. Good to meet you. My name's Vicus.
Lucas! Perry!
Perry. Good to meet you, Perry. Good to meet you. Good to meet you, sir. And he.
Yeah, I am Flynn.
Good to meet you, Flynn. It seems like
Humble priest of Alandra.
And he reaches for your hand as well, Trisman. Enjoy your stay. Are you all going to be staying in town for tomorrow?
Aye, we will.
Oh, good. Once the sun goes down tomorrow, the real party starts. Y'all look like you've been on the road for a while. Look, you've seen some.
We could
See
use
some,
a party.
Maybe a shower, a nice warm bed, and get you a nice party tomorrow. Yeah.
I look immaculate, thank you very much.
Yes, you do. And you smell like faintly of roses.
You know,
Lilies, please.
Oh, lilies, yeah, sorry, lilies.
that does sound good. Do you know where I could find one of those in town?
For a bath, I mean, there's plenty of places that actually have the capability to do that. I know the Gilded Cup, it's not much of a bar per se, more of an outdoor venue. You can head over there. Jilly, she's a nice woman, a bit buxom. Be careful. Keep your hands to yourself. She doesn't appreciate. He kind of rubs his face a little bit. You know, she doesn't take kindly to any kind of comments or passes that way. But I definitely check out the Gilded Cup.
Oh, thank you.
And she may have a room or two for you. But she's touched, as they say, and it's one of the few places to get a nice hot bath.
Yeah.
So stay in her good graces if you want one of those.
Yeah. I'll keep the flirt until afterwards.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So
What?
Keep your zombie penis away from people. God damn.
he goes back to doing whatever to his patrol basically. There's not you guys notice, and you know this exclusively. There's not much in the way of like roving patrols with guards here within Greenheart. Almost everyone in the city is ready to be part of the standing militia, so most problems are taken care of amongst themselves.
You're just going to
The
disappear.
use of weapons is seen with a very dim view, but if two people have to get in a bit of a scuffle, as long as no one dies, law kind of looks the other direction. Now, destruction of property is another thing. Theft is really, really viewed poorly here, especially with how open they are with everything that they have. And murder, this is like the Texas of Corvair. You kill them, they will kill you back.
Twice.
And we'll resurrect you and kill you again.
You all have a direction to Gorin.
I hit it over there with a bit of haste.
You all can very, very quickly make your way there. The people are still milling about. You still hear lots and lots of chatter. Merchants that have just moved in are setting up stalls and are beginning to hawk their wares. And a lot of people are moving about the streets and getting ready. And you can see that there's definitely set up for some kind of very big celebration. You see some 25-foot long tables that are being cleaned off and lacquered up and getting ready for the next day. That looks like they've just been either recently built or they've been stored for a year and are being brought out now. But you all can very easily find the building that they're speaking of. Very prominently, the door itself, on the door itself, has the Wardens of the Wood insignia carved into the door itself.
Look, this hovel is nicer than the other hovels. This must be the grand and mighty command center of the Wardens of the Wood.
I believe it is. They like to keep things humble.
Yeah, I can hear the banjo music from here.
You know, you should watch your backside.
I didn't think you
That's
looked
what
that
he was
kind of
implying.
thing. Oh, I'm quite afraid of you now.
Bang, 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 bang. Oi!
Maybe for once I'll get him to shut up.
Not likely.
Hitting him from the back ain't how to do it.
So what do I do?
Open the door and go in.
You open the door. This is probably at one point was just a residence. You open it up and it basically opens up to what would be like a family's living room. Very simple setup. You do see that there is now a desk that has been placed there. Sitting behind the desk is a balding man with a very weathered beard. Looks like he's been growing it for probably the better part of the last half of his life. Though, doesn't seem like he takes too much care of it. As you can see, some sections look like they're much shorter than others. It is completely gray. There's no other color within it. Even his eyebrows now have turned completely gray. He doesn't even look up from his desk as you all step in. He's scribbling on a sheet of paper, and he has unfurled papers next to him on his other side. As you all walk in, he goes, "Oi, yes?"
I have news of the gatekeeper camp to the north.
He stops for a moment, looks up over at you.
I think Gorth would want to know.
I would like to know.
Pretty much you're looking at the last of them.
Oh. We've heard that. And he takes a very folded, crumpled piece of paper that looks like it's been folded and unfolded. He picks it up and looks at it. Did Leighton make it?
Unfortunately, no. It looked like he was tortured pretty bad, but it looks as though he took his secrets to the grave.
He was a good man.
He was.
Always a glass to him tonight. So, what did it? Is it this?
Was it Sakori? Sakori?
Sakurokwati.
Sakurokwati.
Appropriate term for the creature.
What?
He knows more about that
Yeah,
that creature.
Sakurokwati, one of the lieutenants of the army.
Oh, good lord!
Nyabsha, a rather
How?
annoyingly persistent creature.
How did that creature enter our world when that is supposed to be impossible? That's what the sealers are for.
Yeah, but Nyabsha, a persistently annoying, chaotic being. I don't know, they've killed him 2 or 3 times at this point. He keeps coming back. In any event, he broke the seal and released it. So this time I hope to arrange for his permanent demise.
Well, these are very dark tidings you all bring me.
He's looking for the observatory to find other seals that he needs to break.
We
Which
must
is why
fix this
we're
giant tree.
actually here.
Oh, you wish to have audience with Oli.
If it is possible.
Yeah.
If you all would agree to submit to questioning for the moment.
Of course.
Do you agree?
I figured you'd need to at least debrief us about what happened.
You may ask whatever you wish.
He closes his eyes for a second, mumbles words. You recognize it as a prayer, though it is to the god of nature, not to. But you recognize it as a prayer, and you all can either roll a charisma saving throw or choose to fail that charisma saving throw.
I'm fine. You guys.
No, you can choose to do it too.
I know what it is.
Do I know the nature of the saving throw?
I know what
Or
it is.
what
Does a 30 pass?
what the fail would be?
Yes. So you decide to pass. So you decide to roll.
Well, I don't decide to pass, I decide to roll.
Okay, so you decide to roll.
I choose to fail.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So you're rolling or you
No,
choose?
I'm not rolling.
Okay.
She's failing.
So
So I
you
know what it is.
recognize the effect.
Yeah.
At this
That's
point, he
true.
turns his attention away from you and speaks to you two. Now, without the ability to lie, and when he does that, you all can see this is a human, and you can see just under his left sleeve, you see a soft, glowing hue that begins to subside, and you recognize that something similar would happen whenever Rotmir would use his
Or father.
mark.
Or
Well, your father didn't have the mark, but your
brother.
your eldest brother has the mark.
Yeah.
Whenever they would use it, that same glow would happen. And you all both know that you're now under the effects of a zone of truth.
Yeah. I use it too, so
You-
I know.
Yes, you've used it before as well.
I like to use it. It's very nice.
Did you destroy the seal?
No.
Did not.
Did you bring the creature forth on purpose in order to destroy the gatekeepers?
No.
No, did not.
You have nefarious intentions, the Olean.
No.
No.
Will you use that knowledge to do anything against the wardens of the wood of the gatekeepers?
No.
No.
I don't lie anyway, so this isn't
Yeah,
truly
she's a
pointless.
paladin.
Some paladins lie. I choose not
Her
to.
vows prevent her from doing that. And I am a priest of Alondra. I feel vaguely offended that you would think I would lie to you.
I think everyone would lie to me, so it's not exclusive to you.
Well, your caution is admirable, but lamented.
Well, these are the times to be cautious. But I believe that each of you has at least the best interest in heart, and if what you say is true, that Leighton is dead and the Gatekeeper Enclave is destroyed,
Decimated.
that
It was the very last
Obliviated.
man, except for 2 of our companions who escaped.
the Gatekeepers as allies have been decimated. We don't know why they were specifically targeted, but it makes sense if they're destroying seals, and you said this quarry came from the seal itself, so that
Yeah.
cannot be a seal created by the gatekeepers.
Aye.
It
You're
was
right.
in a goblin tomb.
There's a few.
Goblin tomb.
Or
Yes.
two.
Or no.
No, the
goblin.
hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Oh yes.
Sorry, the hobgoblin tomb
There is
underneath.
there is a few of the seals that were underneath the gatekeeper's watch that were not created by them. We have come to find out about this.
There's several false seals.
That would be why you say he's looking for the observatory?
Yes.
Aye.
Well, that would be why he's looking for the observatory.
We
And
require
why you would need to find the
keys.
observatory.
He actually possesses one of them that we need in order.
Not exactly keys, they're pieces to a
It's a piece to a key,
doorway.
but we need it to help bring people who are separated from this realm back over, and to prevent them from bringing forth.
Or kills him.
Well,
Whichever
let's
happens
do-
first.
No, we're saving them.
Sounds like you are on quite a quest.
It is.
Perhaps you've heard of us. We are the Knights of Fate.
That was my next question.
Yes, we are the Knights of Fate.
He loves to talk about that.
Yes, I have
I
to
know
wear a
most
hat
of these
that
stories are
disguises my
bullshit,
appearance.
but I've heard from at least Layton had sent word that you all were at least on the up and up, at least trying to do your best in order to protect innocent and prevent the seals from being destroyed.
Well, perhaps you name the story and I tell you if it's bullshit or not.
Perhaps another time. Maybe if you decide to get a pint tomorrow, then maybe then we'll be able to do it.
So it will be a glass or two raised.
One of the festivities of the Midwinter Festival is chosen few get to have a short audience with Oli. You must understand that he speaks strangely, sometimes in riddles, sometimes he won't answer questions, sometimes he says too much, sometimes the questions asked are not the ones that he answers. But if you wish to have a meeting with him, then he will be awoken tomorrow at midnight, and you may then ask your questions. I will make sure that you are among the group of people that is able to have a short conference with him.
This is
Much
a great
appreciated.
gift.
Thank you very much for that honor.
Yeah.
It is not something bestowed lightly. Ask him your questions. I hope that he can help you, especially since it seems as if you do have our best interest at heart.
Well, you know, we tried to save the plane of existence from a vampire lord, but it's a small thing.
He
Small
can
thing.
be redeemed.
Yeah, after we burn him to a cinder.
Details.
I
We'll do it
have
later.
much in the way of paperwork to do and other things to prepare for the festival itself. But if you all, I will submit the request and I will have you all here. If you can return here by no later than 10 p.m. tomorrow. If you
Thank
meet me here, then I will escort you all over to Olean.
Yeah, important safety tip. And not get drunk tomorrow.
No, don't get drunk enough that you can't ask the questions.
And if you need any more information about what's going on up there,
Well, if you'd
I'll
like
be
to-
available.
If you'd like to stay back for a minute and fill me in on some details.
Oh, well, well, you're aware of anything more than I was about all that.
You were unconscious at that point when it came through.
About that, he
Well,
breaks
I'm
the
more
seal.
interested in the attack on the gatekeepers.
They
Can we
completely.
refortify the camp? Is there any chances of any other survivors that made it out?
There might be a few survivors. Two of our party managed to make it out who were there. So it's possible.
It was very hard to get an accurate count of the corpses because the pieces were not together.
That is what the quarry would do. They are
And
violent, vicious creatures.
The camp itself at the moment is not.
the fortifications are extremely.
These are
Destroyed.
entire. At this point, the entirety of the Towering Wood has been emptied of gatekeeper presence, and that is not something that we can do for.
It's not, but there still is a presence up there that invades the mind, and so it may be wise to stay away from for a little while until.
If you all wish to head further north, if you head back, then I would ask that you escort a few of my own people there that may be able to refortify the camp, maybe give the bodies a proper burial at the very least. I will send some of you my most
Suicidal?
stout, well, I would say stout-hearted or strong-willed. No, you will. I will have you escort a few veterans up there if you would be. So if that lies within your path, that the line
I believe it does.
lays before you.
Well, if a underbreath system, they may survive.
So, if you may stay back, I appreciate the two of you. There is quite a bit of festivities going on, and there's quite a few merchants and other things happening within the town. You can listen to some music, have yourselves a nice hot meal, maybe get some rest and a nice feather bed for a change.
Yes, this would be nice. I haven't seen my bed in at least a week. It's upset.
I'll meet you guys back at, what was the name of that place that,
With the
What
hot
place?
baths.
yeah,
The
And
Golden
the-
Cup.
the Gilded Cup.
Oh, it's a place with the lady with the anger issues and the big boobs.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'll meet you back there when I'm done.
Oh, you're Japanese now.
In
Hi.
physics,
Oh, and I'm sorry, and I misspoke. It is Grizza who's the owner of the Gilded Cup, not Jilly.
Grizza.
Sorry, Grizza.
So,
So
Man,
it
he's
was
not
part of
plugging
the
his own place at
description.
all,
She is
is he?
very large and very angry. She does not like the comments on the large.
then don't make a comment about the
I
large.
wasn't planning to, but we have him.
Huh. You and her should have something in common.
Well, you're able to stay back with him, and he asks you more militarily and much more pointed
Tactically.
questions, much more tactically, trying to get as much information, especially since you were the one who helped clean up Leighton's body, what other information was taken, you know, any such things that you have, any missives that you know about. He just grills you on that, and the entire time that Zone of Truth stays up. So. You can't lie at this point because you did submit to it, but he'll ask you.
Wasn't intended on it.
You also know, those of you who are rangers or druids, you guys know right now within Midsummer, within Greenheart, close to this grove, all of your spells durations are 1 higher. So anything that lasts a minute, lasts 10, anything that lasts 10, lasts an hour, anything that lasts an
That's
hour,
nice.
lasts 8, anything that lasts 8, lasts 24.
Dun,
But that
dun.
is
I can't
just
concentrate for that long.
around Olean. That is, anyone near Olean that uses nature-based magic, that is extended.
And what about his cloak?
Oh, well, it's basically the same. His cloak is basically the same creative effect. When you're near a manifest zone of that particular type of magic, that's the same effect that his cloak is under. His cloak is a manifest version of that.
It's the same thing, but it's magic, or
Yeah.
nature magic specific only. So it does nothing for me.
Oh,
Yeah, it does nothing. Now, if he had nature magic and he was wearing that, then it would be doubled twice.
So I could be a T-Rex for a full day.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be ridiculous at all.
Well, in like a 200-foot radius around Olean.
If you were the caster equivalent, yeah, you'd be able to turn into a T-Rex anyways, and be able to keep your fat fingers.
So about a third of Greenheart lies within that area, and the Gilded Cup is within that area.
Well,
So now with you sticking around, he keeps you there probably right until nightfall. He will. It is a very thorough question.
Barrow.
The two of you, as you all leave,
Sending stone. Rotmere.
Greenheart is far less than a mile.
Rotmere, a brother of mine, we are going to the Gilded Cup for hot baths. I suggest you both meet us there, since if we're stinky,
I look at. Is there any sign above the?
Nope.
No. As I'm hearing that, I walk up to the bar.
Okay, now that you stand up, I'd like you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
and back down.
Wow.
15. 15. You stand up and you teeter for just a second. Grab it. You're gonna have to grab all the table. That meat is strong. It's good stuff, but it is strong.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do like a Jack Sparrow to the cart.
Okay. The cart. There's no one around the cart at this point. The cart itself looks like it's been trussed up and locked up. Looks like most of the stuff has already been removed from it.
So where's the pretty lady?
She is in the makeshift bar right next to her. Right outside the house.
Yeah, the barkeep.
Yes.
I go to that.
I wouldn't say she's pretty per se. I'd say she's
Stout.
yes.
At the moment, with how
I'm a
drunk he
dwarf.
is,
Well, yeah, she's more of your alley, except you're not sure about the size because she's close to 6 feet tall.
She's a brick
But I'm like
Yes.
5'2".
Yes.
house.
hey, this
So
one.
I go up to her and I'm like,
she's letting it all hang out.
excuse me, it's been brought to my attention that me and my companion have a certain aroma.
Ah, that you do.
Do you know of anywhere we can bathe?
She leans close and she grabs your beard gently and like kind of pulls you just a little bit closer to her. And she goes, "If you ask me real nice, I can get you a nice hot bath up."
Pretty please, can you get us a nice hot bath set up?
I have a specialty room set up just for that.
And then, you know, she's got my beard, and right from under my beard, a platinum piece.
She looks at the platinum piece and, well, it's 2 silvers for a bath.
Oh, sorry.
But no, she like she grabs it and like, is it just for you? We don't have any kind of special services, love. I'm sorry.
I motioned to Throck also.
But you could definitely use one as well. Well, both of you follow me. Welcome.
I wave.
Well, welcome to the Gilded Cup. I'm Griza, and it is very nice to make your acquaintance. Come, love, follow me.
I put my
She
hand
waves
up,
over to you.
and I said,
You stand up. Because you've ingested roughly half of alcohol,
because my
of the
special
cup,
cup of awesomeness,
which is
right.
You're drinking lukewarm ale, and then the ice cold ale, and the ice cold ale is just not. It's sad that that's the one that can't get you drunk, kind of. But you can get up, you can follow him inside. You walk into this building. It is a 3-story building. The first floor, it is a stone floor. She takes you off to the side where there is still windows to the outside, actual glass windows. You can see that in the
"This is going to be a problem."
in the terracotta walls, there have been small holes that have been drilled through to allow the heat to vent. And as you look at the building, you can actually see steam coming out of those holes. Now that you've walked in the room, you can see why. There are 3 copper tubs. That deep tubs. I mean, even for you, as big as you are, you would still be like this. I mean, you can fully immerse. And each one of them has steaming hot water rising from it. 2 of the 3 do. She approaches the 3rd one. She closes her eyes, places her hand on the copper tub, and you see. Actually, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
+6.
Hopefully nobody's looking up the windows. To see
20,
if they go
not
down.
natural.
You see something that the way you were raised and the family that you're from would be abhorrent if any of them saw.
Oh, that's why.
The mark upon her arm that you thought was maybe just a tattoo of spiraling, almost like a tribal tattoo, but that extends, looks like from her shoulder all the way down to the tips of her fingers, glows a dark scarlet red. She touches when she touches the copper tub, the water immediately begins to heat up, and you can see steam after a few seconds rise from the water.
So
She reopens her eyes, and the mark dulls back to just looking at this point now, just almost like a scar.
So I need to understand this. Are we talking about an aberrant?
It is definitely not a typical dragon mark like what you've seen.
Okay. I'll very politely say, thank you very much, Riza.
Oh, of course, love. You all enjoy yourselves. Don't be too shy around here. We do have people come through. I'll bring you guys some towels here in about 10 minutes. And she walks out of the room, and you guys realize there's no door. It's just an opening from here into the living room of the kitchen and then out the door.
This is going to be very... I'm going to have to do a very, very concealing bathing shirt.
Oh, you
just-
are. Oh, no, you are.
You just see Throck's.
Well, he does not.
You see Throck's plate his hands just
Yeah.
just like Bruce Almighty, just like.
You start disrobing. You start doing the same, and you see something that is incredibly alarming.
Okay.
You've been in your armor and moving around for 10 days, and traveling after that. You wear high-necked, undershirt. You wear your plate to cover you up. As you begin to peel this stuff off you from the sweat and the grime, the blood. And your armor has been dented to all hell and needs some serious love from you getting hit with the concussion from the portal as it opened. You hit the wall going 50 miles an hour, which sent you into unconsciousness, nearly killed you, and fucked your armor up something fierce. So it definitely needs some love. So it takes even Thraka having to help you to get out of it in some areas, as it's contorted pretty badly.
So the helmet's bent onto my head?
Oh, well, the helmet not so much, but like you hit mainly on your back, and your pauldrons, especially your left pauldron, like form to your arm, and you're having to bend it to get it off of your body. Same thing with the back plate, just crumpled inward. It was pretty bad. As you help him kind of get out of some of the armor, as you find it, you can't do it yourself. As you get out, you see on your shoulder, it extends from your neck, from your chest, across your back, down your stomach, and just a little bit on your arm. When you pull the pauldron off, you can see those swirling lines. Normally a vibrant blue and violet. It's a dark purple.
Okay.
Oh.
So my dragon mark has changed.
It doesn't look like it's grown. When you've had the mark change before, it's been a painful process, and you can feel it snaking its way across your skin.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't that. Something happened. This is different. And your mark has changed color.
Okay.
And not like hers was. Hers was like a crimson, almost looked like scar tissue. You've heard of aberrant marks before, and that was definitely an aberrant mark. This doesn't seem like that. This seems like something else.
So from my back, it's migrated over to the...
You know, but it's still, you still have parts in your back. The
Yeah.
parts you have here are different. I mean, you can't really see your back too well, but if you show him, he can. Do you show him or not? He sees that.
Well, he wasn't a member of the party when I...
No.
So I'm going to try to keep it from him.
Yeah, do me a favor. Roll me a perception check, please.
12.
Well, he has a cool tattoo. You don't see much of it, but it's a cool looking tattoo.
I'm too busy washing my dong and butt and everything
Yeah,
else.
I mean, you're
It's
that
like-
water. You get out of that water, and it is filthy, filthy water by the time you're done. Same thing with you. You can get into the water, and that plays on your mind a bit, is knowing that something's different. Something's very different with it. You haven't called upon the mark in a while.
Is this accompanied by an increase in agitation? Do I get more angry more quickly? Do I?
That depends.
Give it to him straight, Doc.
Is it accompanied with a mood change?
You haven't really been able to you haven't had time to really be able to reflect on a mood. You've been physically active for the last 10 days, just moving and moving and moving, especially the last few days where you were literally running for your life from this Sequoia Quality after, nearly dying in the fight. And then the travel south, and then meeting Valis and Mark. And so much stuff has happened. You're definitely feeling, especially after getting that message, you are not in your right headspace. There's definitely something there.
Okay.
At this point, real quick, we're gonna pass out some pizza because I am starving.
Yeah, pizza.
Sorry, we ordered it like
An hour ago.
at 5:50
You
and
came
it didn't
late.
get
You
here
already
until
ordered at
after
5.
7. Yeah,
You were
it's
at 5.
3 hours
yeah,
ago.
yeah, it's bad. So
What was the
So,
name of the old man
if-
that told me to go get
if I-
wine
if I-
from
if I
the
go-
Golden Cup? Was he Grizzly?
Gorinth?
no, the old man that told you that his name was Blithel.
Because you said, I'm pretty sure you said Grizzly.
Oh no,
No.
Grizz is the owner of the Gilded Cup. His name is Blithel. I got all my notes here.
Okay.
Gruda sent us.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, it was
And it's a
Grizzly.
human female, right?
Well, Grizza's the owner. Blitha sent
Blitha.
us. Yeah.
Blitha,
Talk to
okay.
Grizza.
I figured out my notes on this thing.
It's a good thing.
So pass out some pizza. Who's got the pizza?
Pizza!
I'm hungry.
There.
It's a good
Time's
thing
up,
I didn't
pizza.
get a good perception
Red light?
check because
I'm
when I
kinda
saw that,
tethered
and I
in
had to
to
get
where
one
I
eyes
am
one
here.
like, it's a puma!
Do we still have those plates somewhere?
Huh?
Do we still have those plates around?
I don't think
The
so.
ones from the other day, those were from my,
Your Papa John's?
Yeah, no.
Okay. I'll just pass it around. I just want to get at least one piece of pizza in me.
Okay.
Guys, bear with me for
Yeah.
just a minute. I just need some foods in me.
Here you go, dude.
You want to pause the stream?
Nah.
Follow me, anyone?
I'm just gonna get a couple
just
of
now
bites
know.
in me, and then we'll keep on
I
checking.
I don't know. Give him to Paul.
You want one, Paul? Sure.
Kyle, do you want one?
I'm good. I'm not really full.
You want one? Okay.
Yep.
He's a growing boy woman.
You?
My
So-
God.
Sure.
So at this point,
Thank you.
Arnos and Valis, you all have
One or two of them?
left Mark
I'll eat two.
in the loving care of Basha, so that way she can at least alleviate some of his pain. What are the two of you doing?
Just for starters, we're hunting down the others.
Yeah. This is it's like a big village. The sending stones that you all possess cover about a mile in distance, and you can get a general idea of how many or the direction of the other sending stones. You can easily use those to find out where they are. They've only traveled maybe 500, 600 feet away from you guys.
Right then.
Or you could just ask.
Right.
Where is everyone?
It's just a gilded cup.
We're going over there.
I'm in the bath.
He's washing his nuts, leave him alone.
Actually, I thought I probably could use one too.
Yeah, wash your nuts, zombie boy.
I guess we're heading to the Gilded Cup.
Did you get the healing taken care of?
About that.
Yeah, right.
I don't like the sound of that.
We're gonna need some serious holy water.
I can make holy water.
From a cleric of bold, a powerful cleric of bold rank.
Can't make that.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, can't we just get in contact with Corazon?
Wait, who's that? What?
Corazon.
Mark's wife.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you
Bring it
know,
on.
she turned me from that monster into Thunder God again. So
Well, we'd have to ask Mark how to do that.
Yeah.
Rocco's back outside drinking again, by the
He
way.
seemed not to know. Oh, you spend a good. You probably don't get out of the bath until the water starts to cool down a bit, and it stays hot longer than it should. A lot of the thermodynamics are a little loosey goosey with this woman's power, and it is one hell of a nice bath. You do get out before Rotmir does. By that point, she's already given towels. When she delivers the towels, and you guys are sitting there in your tubs, she'll look at the both of you. You're not gonna put those back on, are you? And she looks down at your soiled garments.
Oh, I've been cleaning my armor and shit, but
Well, your armor, yeah, but your garments are just.
are my traveling clothes unscathed?
Your clothes? Oh no, they're covered in your blood.
No, is it soaked through the handy haversack?
Oh no.
Yeah, I've got some traveling clothes I can change into.
How about you, sir? Did you want those washed, or you got some extra clothes? But still, would you like those washed?
he's just like looking at his dick, just like, and realizes that he doesn't have a cross plate yet for his armor, and just like debates a second. I'd rather not let the hammer fly freely, so I need those to be washed.
That'd be best. So those are gonna take a bit to get washed. Tell you what, since your friend was so generous here, Lydia, get down here. And you hear a thump, 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 and a very petite, young woman comes in. Still got pimples all over her face. Her
Nice
hair
catch
is
there,
all
though.
up in braids. Very nicely done. She comes up and she gives an exasperated look to Grizza. What, mother? Don't
He's
do
just
like that,
standing there
child.
naked.
No, my dick is concealed in the tub. Thank you very much.
This rather large gentleman stand about this, yay high, about yay big. Go see if you can find some clothes for him. She hands her a few silver pieces. Go try to buy him some pants and a shirt. And
This isn't like
she looks over. She looks over at you. And, can you stand up? I need to see how the. I need to see your size.
Stands up and just like
Oh, God!
slap.
She doesn't even look at that. She just. All right.
You know you have your stretchy pants.
And
No! That's what I was asking, is this place like Senior Stretchy Pants of Dildoton?
Yeah.
She leaves. By the time you actually get out and start drying yourself off and and just enjoying the steam in this room, she comes back. And she comes back. It's a very basic set of. It looks like they're almost made of like a burlap material for the pants, and just a regular cotton shirt. Just no bells and whistles. It's got a small V cut in it. It's a long sleeve. I hope you have a coat. And then
the armor goes back on, because without I feel naked as many times I've been jumped by random shit in this
okay.
lifetime.
So you go ahead and you get dressed.
Well, technically, this lifetime will stay short.
I'm gonna get dressed and then I'm gonna work on cleaning my armor.
Okay, so while all that is happening, Valis and Arnos, what do you all do?
They asked us.
Making our way to the Gilded Cup, I guess.
Well, you and your friends here accidentally stumble on it.
Asking around. We were told about it anyways.
Yeah, you were told, you were given a direction, and when you get there, you see the 3-story building. They call it the Golden Cup. You were thinking like a tavern.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is more like the picnic area at a state park. But there is plenty of booze flowing. You can already see that there are 2 completely empty barrels of some kind of alcohol that are just sitting off to the side now that have been crushed at this point. And they still got plenty of others that they're handing out. You see now that by the time you guys finish with bowl drying stuff, an early dinner is starting to get prepared for, and they're starting to bring that out. And you can see some dirty plates already on the table where people have already finished their meal. And it's more of like a, it's very much like a family style type thing. They'll put some food on the table and, people pick and choose what they want to eat. A lot of it is vegetables, but there is mouth-watering aroma of smoked venison meat.
Oh. Hopefully they have some tea here. Shall we?
As you all approach, you see
At this point, I'm hoping for a bath.
the buxom woman that was described to you all by Blitha. She is hair's breadth away from 6 feet tall, very stout. She has a warm smile on her very homely looking face. As she sees y'all approach, find a table if you can. What do you have?
Yeah. Mead.
Mead?
Mm-hmm.
We have some. And she pours you a horn of mead and hands it over.
Could do some next week.
2 silver, please.
You wouldn't happen to do baths, would you? Slide over the 2 coins.
Oh yes, we're famous for about that. We have 2 of them currently in use. Takes about 45 minutes for me to get them cleaned out after they're used, but I have 1 available if you'd like to use it.
That sounds good.
Now you can't take the mead in the bath. We've had too many people pass out. One unfortunate soul, well, let's just say he nearly drowned. And if anyone asks you, it was just nearly drowned. But if you'd like to finish that up, you can go ahead. It is 2 silver for a bath as well. The food today, though, is on the house, compliments of the Gilded Cup.
And I guess we'd better rush over and get some of that venison. 2 more silver pieces.
So you give her you pay for the drink and the bath. You can walk over to the venison. Both of you, as you all approach her, I want both of you guys to roll me perception checks, please. Valis and Arnold.
Let me see. Still at disadvantage. Woo! Let's do this. I want a rest. Oh, that's horrible. 12 for me.
8. Okay, so you see that you are getting a lot of looks. I mean, a lot. You, as soon as you smell the food in the air, you're just.
I give up.
Yeah, you're like Sylvester, just floating in the air with the aroma. You know,
It's like an ash. Smells smelly.
But you notice that you get a lot of looks, and as you take your cup of meat and you sit down and you start. I mean, and this is pretty much every bit of an entire deer that has been placed on one of these tables, and people are tearing off bits of meat for themselves. You notice that they're not being greedy. They're not just loading up on the free venison. They're also eating lots of vegetables. They're eating even some fruit that's in here, especially juniper berries. So you're able to get yourself a nice portion as well as you. Sit down and start eating.
You're going to have to add some juniper berries to the meat.
Yeah. Actually, this meat is delicious, and it looks like they probably use some juniper berries in the process. It is very sweet and very tasty. And you have a bit of a sweet tooth that you've developed, much more than a regular, well, a sweet beak, I guess. Much more so than a typical Kenku would have, but you've also traveled far more than any Kenku before you.
Right.
It hits the spot. And as a matter of fact, it hits the spot so well for both of you that you're both now down to exhaustion level 0.
Yay!
That is how good the meal makes you feel. And you realize
I can fly.
Besides Rotmir's kind of not Rotmir-ish dish that he served you guys the other day, this is the first hot meal that you guys have had in over a week. And you even longer. Because you've been in that camp and there ain't no hot meals in that camp.
Oh.
So, at this point is when you two will actually walk out of Gordon's, sans Perry. So what are the two of you going to do?
Well, we go to the place with the bathtub. It just smell like rotten. Or if we go shopping and then go to the place with the bathtub.
How about we go to the place with the bathtub first,
And then we go shopping.
and then we go shopping?
Yeah, is that something?
You do enjoy a nice bath, anyways.
I do. Perhaps I will buy all the tubs so I don't have to suffer your company.
Oh, that was incredibly
Really?
harsh.
I'm the worst.
I think I felt that bird from here. You throwing fireballs around.
Listen, you're getting a little bit more flaming each time it's
Roll a
not the
dexterity
fireball. So you might as well start Z-snapping.
Can I roll a check, a will check does not go like wha-bam.
What's the odds? This is
You
5.
want to wabam, you can wabam.
I'm tired.
You wouldn't hit a holy man, would you?
So
You'd
you
make
all
the holy,
begin to
she'd
make
make
your
the holy
way
man
as
more
well.
holy.
You all, it's the same as Arnos and Valis. You get 2 or 3 buildings away, and that aroma catches your sense, and it's just that roasted potatoes, and you can smell the delicious bevy of food that has been placed out. And as you all get close, you can see. You're not sure what this place is. You find out it's the Gilded Cup. But like everyone else, you're kind of expecting, a tavern. Well, this is a tavern with the gentle drizzling of rain that is still happening. Your breath still emanating from your mouth from the cold. But people are sitting around. A dwarf has pulled out a drum set and is drumming alongside a sight that you rarely see or even hear of, but a tabaxi has pulled out a lute and has begun plucking at it, and a woman has pulled out a violin and has begun to play that. And so there is a bit of music in the air as you all are sitting there and having a good time. As you approach Grizza, she sees the two of you and, I think I just got me a couple of spots left. You all want it?
That's very loud. So read it much.
Yeah, the music is playing.
Would y'all like, I think there's just a couple of seats left.
We have another one coming.
You guys can see these two.
Oh, yes, our companions are here.
Oh, well, we're first come, first serve, love, but what can I get you to drink? I got the Ram's Horn Ale. I have a bit of the Stoneman's Brew. I also have a delicious mead that's been brought in. I believe from the Lazar Principalities, that one is.
That one, please.
We also have ourselves a nice wine from Onder. Not one of those cheap foo-foo wines, but a nice hot mulled wine.
I'll take one of each. And
that'll be 2 silver for each, but 3 silver for the meat, please.
That's fine.
How much for all of them?
We're not buying all the meat.
Well, I have 3 barrels left, but as much as I love to sell you all of the meat, it is for the festivities. But I can keep you the meat.
I will be very festive if I have all the meat.
And you can drink as much as you like, but I don't. If you can get through all of that, then I'll give you my house.
Ah, this is a challenge I appreciate.
All of a sudden I hear through the sending stones, Thraka!
Thraka!
You're needed!
You know, at this point, I think it's more volume than actual alcohol content.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just a permanent breaking of the seal, like Thraka's pissing while he's drinking.
You have to continually piss as you're ingesting the meat.
It plays over there just like, drink!
Each of these barrels is a 50 gallon barrel.
Oh god,
And there's
Flynn
3
are
of
the-
those barrels of meat.
I just realized
That's
me and
just
Flynn
the-
are becoming the frat boys of the group.
Becoming?
You are the
I'm the big stupid drunk one, and he's the smart little fucking rich boy yuppie one.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's been. It took you a while to figure it out.
As you're basically finishing up your food, and you're thinking of that nice hot bath. When you see these 2 sit down, and they don't sit with you, your table is full. When you sit down, people move from other tables and begin moving next to you, and they start asking you questions. Sort of like, not to be rude, but are you at a koa?
No.
What are you?
Kenku.
A kenku. Okay. I've heard the stories of some druids making giant talking ravens, and I thought maybe you were one of those.
No,
I don't know if it's true or not, but it's good to see. We always have we have a tabaxi here playing music. We have a kenku here. I love the Midwinter's Feast. You always meet people you never expect. Come, tell me about your stories. It is about this point that you finish your food, and you can either stay and regale them, or you can partake in the nice hot bath.
I'll give him a short synopsis with a to be continued because I'm gonna take a bath.
Well, when you get back, save yourself a room for a drink. What you drinking today?
Another glass of meat would do me fine.
I'll get you. I'll have a horn of meat waiting for you on your way back. Excuse me, Teresa, another hot mulled wine over here. And you guys can see these steaming cups of mulled wine that just, they look absolutely heavenly.
So he made a friend without getting set on fire. Bravo.
Now, when you walk
nice.
when you walk into the house,
I can fix that.
he's already walking out.
Alright.
And he's just gotten dressed, and looks like he's on his way out.
No,
Yeah.
I'm cleaning my armor.
Oh, so you're gonna spend the time? Okay. So you go in there, and you see he's now got his armor in the water, and he's trying to do his best to polish it. Though it looks like it's gonna need some time on the forge before it gets too polished.
I think you're gonna need a pry bar for that one.
You're right. I'm not a smithy, but maybe I can hire one.
You heard the kinking of a smithy when you came through.
Where
You
the
see
hell
what
would they
were about.
put that?
What?
A smithy.
Pretty much anywhere.
Really hot.
No. Well, it's obviously not up in a tree. It's definitely in the ground floor. Yeah.
No, it's just a tree that's perpetually on fire.
Always on fire. Yeah.
Why is that tree
Screaming
burning?
because like apparently the trees are alive here, so you just hear, "Oh God, this is agony! It's been 5 years since you opened up shop. Just let me die."
It was a tree that screwed Olean's sister. So he's like, that tree, that's what the forge is.
That's okay.
That's where the forge.
Don't die, I have the healing magic.
Okay, so you can go in there. You can see there is the one open tub, and you see a curly-haired but kind of trussed up, cute, probably 13, 14-year-old girl. She kind of gives you attitude as he comes in. She's like, another tub to clean. As you
Don't pick her
start-
eyes.
And she doesn't seem to care that you are a kid. She's one of the first people that you've met that's just like,
Yeah.
I'm so over this. As you,
Yeah.
I guess, disrobe.
Kind of.
You
I
pull
still
off,
got armor.
you pull off your black feather armor, your black feather plate, and everything, and you can finally crawl or slip into that bath. And as tall as you are,
Yeah.
you're still able to, like,
I'm more
almost
worried-
fully submerge in this
More
bath.
worried about where the tail is going.
And
That thing's
it
not
is,
flexible.
it is heavenly. It is absolutely heavenly.
Especially in the cold. Oh god.
Yeah.
Does he
I
Is
mean,
the
make
place
like,
outside?
Yeah, you can see it. No, this is inside a building, but
Like,
it's open. So the room itself is cold. You can see your breath, but it's like being in a sauna in at like a winter lodge. It's so nice and relaxing, and you're enjoying yourself quite a bit. How long do you stay?
Till my armor gets non-odoriferous.
The armor itself wasn't too bad. It was mainly just your clothes. Like the metal doesn't really retain the you can
Okay.
wash like the grime and the blood off, which is mainly what you do is wash like the dried and caked blood and grime. That
And
only
then
takes
I'll
a few
probably
minutes.
just burn the clothes.
Right.
That'd probably be for the best.
If I can,
Yeah, I can assist.
I'll
with
scrub
that.
off a bit before getting in there, so I'm not stewing, marinating.
Marinated
Worst
from
of
what
my
marinated? Yeah.
do Kenko bathe like cockatiels, whatever? How they kind of like fluff from like the drizzle of the water and stuff.
Well, no, he kind of fluffs up and while
Kind
he's
of
in
have
the water
to.
to get the
Just
water up into everything. Normally
Like
he would
cranes and
like
stuff?
he can
Like-
kind of prune himself, like preen himself and clean himself up. But with this much grime and how long he's been going,
Yeah.
he needs some water.
What if he tries to free himself and he's just like,
Oh my god!
No, I'm not drunk enough yet.
So you leave, and the as soon as you get out of the water, the little girl, she comes. You can see there's a plug in the bottom of it, and you can see it looks like there's a little cistern under it that she just drains the water out.
Clogs.
And it's just, and she gets her hands down in there and she keeps like cleaning it out. She has the same thing that her mother, that same kind of mark that her mother has, but hers seems to snake up and touch her face. What you thought were freckles aren't freckles.
Or dragon.
It looks like it's an aberrant dragon mark. And to have people with it out in the open, to you that doesn't happen. That's unheard of.
Well, I'm not gonna make a scene.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be wary of it.
You can gather up all of your possessions, put on your other traveling clothes, your other set. Not your fancy clothes, but your traveling clothes. Armor's gonna be hard to put back on. The way it
No,
currently stands.
I'm gonna bundle up. I'm gonna field pack it.
Okay. You can drop it in your haversack pretty easily, like as long as you put it in sections. You can put it in your haversack. So you have that.
And then I'll wear my hammer on the hip and my shield over the haversack.
Okay. So as you walk outside, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shift perspective back over to Arnos. Arnos, you find yourself incredibly relaxed. After a few minutes, the young woman, she leaves. There's water back in both of the tubs, though it looks like it's freezingly ice cold water until Grizza is able to take care of it. But you kind of just sit back. You've cleaned yourself up. You're marinating a little bit, but the water is still hot. And you're still just enjoying that sensation when you feel weight against you.
Your girlfriend.
What assumes?
You open your eyes. You see the top of a very blonde-haired head that is resting against your chest.
Devil.
Hello there.
She lifts her head up and, hello, love. Good to see you again.
I was wondering when I would.
It's been a bit, but I'm not very fond of the towering wood.
Does the tree not like you?
Oh, the tree likes anyone fine as long as they show proper respect. I find it's much easier just to not cross his path. As long as I don't fall under his gaze, then yes, nothing's great to me. But you, I'm glad to see, and she starts tracing her fingers across the feathers on your chest. I'm glad to see that my help within Monarch Thar was much appreciated.
Indeed.
Do you remember our conversation?
Well, about the favorite ode.
Oh, you see, that's why I like you so much. That's why I keep coming back. You listen, and that's a good trait for a man to have. Well, darling, it is time has come for you to go ahead and pay that favor.
The favor is.
Oh, nothing too. It's just a minor thing. I want you to get for me an orb. A simple thing. It's a beautiful piece, very artistic, one of a kind. Onyx and sapphire smoke seems to appear at its surface at all times. Depending on how the light touches it, the color and pattern will change. And that, it just sounds so heavenly. I would love to display it within my court.
Fucking swooping over there.
Sounds like a fun little artifact.
Oh, it is simply a bauble, a trinket at best. But I would love to have it. And
Well, come now, I think I know you at least a little bit better than that.
oh,
Slightly.
Are you trepidatious to get me a bauble?
Oh no, I didn't say that. I just said there's more to that bauble if you want it.
Do you think that I would lie to you?
Yes.
I absolutely trust you to be you.
That's it's a fair way of putting it, but I assure you, I covet it simply for its beauty, as I covet all beautiful things.
I'll see what I can do.
So, well, currently, a woman by the name of Tendai Devalulis currently has possession of it, and she lives here with you, Greenhawk. So if you could just simply fetch that for me, we'll call the matter of this favor settled. How about that, love?
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh no, it's more a question of getting it.
So you will get it for
I
me.
didn't say I wouldn't.
I believe in your abilities to do anything you set your mind to.
What was that woman's name again?
Her name is Tendai, Tendai, Devalulis.
It's weird watching David Ford with Kyle indirectly.
Yeah, right? And that's so weird.
Huh?
We said it was indirectly.
She stands up. She is nude.
Well, yeah. At this point, it's shocking when she puts anything on.
And she looks down at you and says, well,
It's fancy.
maybe another night together if you can fulfill this little request.
Oh, there he goes.
Here's
And as you're staring at her, you realize you try not to blink whenever you're around her. Because she has a habit of just simply whisking away when you do so.
Blink
And
on.
when you do finally blink after taking in her gorgeous naked form, you blink and she is gone.
She's feeling great.
And
does that.
you feel movement next to you. As you see, when you look over, you see Grizza moving between the two baths and warming the water with her touch. You have traveled the world a lot, but this is only maybe the second or third time in your entire lifespan that you've seen someone with an aberrant mark and its use. And you can tell. Roll me an insight check real quick.
Well, at least I'm not exhausted anymore. Yay! 13. And 8. 21?
You can see it pains her to use it. She is in pain. She's not closing her eyes and concentrating. She seems to be gritting her teeth and just bearing through what discomfort she feels. But she heats up over the waters, flashes you a smile, though with your insight you can tell that behind her eyes is still that pain of using this mark does take its toll. But she smiles very brightly at you, turns around. As she gets to the entryway, she turns back and says, I love, I think I've needed for you for when you get out. Don't worry, I'll keep the horn in hand, so when you walk out, I'll have a nice horn of mead for you when you finish your bath. So take your time. And she exits. During this time that you are having this interaction with Alita, queen of the Thalamus court, Robin,
Yes.
as you're walking out, you all have noticed that it's gotten a bit rowdier now. It's getting closer to 7 o'clock, and you can see that some of the people that have been here for a while have been drinking very heavily, and some of them have gotten more raucous in nature. And Rotmir, when you exit, are you looking for a blacksmith, or are you looking to imbibe more? Because now you smell the food, and
I want to eat, and then I've got a lot on my head, so I'm probably going to get drunk. But it's very apparent that he's very troubled.
okay. As you step out, Grizza hands you another flagon of the ram's horn, which seemed like you enjoyed that one more. As you are walking to an open seat right next to Flynn, a tall, blonde man with a fairly, probably 3 or 4 days growth on his face, stands up from his table, knocking his own flagon down, and curses at the man in front of him, in good fun apparently, as they seem to be playing a game of dice, and he takes a step back that catches you off guard. His elbow catches your flagon of ale, and you are now wearing the Ram's Horn Ale.
Okay.
All after your bath.
Does Thraka see this?
Oh, this is a pretty obvious thing that happens.
There was a hush over the bar.
Well, no, people are still talking and laughing.
Is he going
As
to kill Bill like those
He
guys?
stands up, then turns and looks at you and goes, reaches out and musses your hair. He goes, watch it, short stuff.
Oh, do I see this? Do I see this?
You're not in the
Oh yeah.
Am I right there?
Oh.
No, you guys are further away from where he is, but you guys are around the tables.
Alright, I will go. Oi! Don't touch my brother!
He doesn't seem to be paying attention at all. He's grinning at you.
Or is it just my own?
It's your own stuff. It's your own.
Not anything. Okay.
So he looks at you with that smile after mussing your hair and telling you to watch yourself, short stuff. What do you do?
Behooves a drunkard to do the same.
Reaches over and grabs the gentleman sitting next to him. He pulls his flagon out of his hand. Looks like you missed some in your bath, and he pours.
As he's, do I have time to react?
Go ahead and roll me an initiative check. Straight up initiative.
Also, Thraka's gonna pitch his not magical gourd at the back of the dude's head.
So natural 16.
No, plus 3.
So 19. I rolled a natural 18 plus 2. You grab his hand as he's pouring it on your head.
Okay.
And you can feel that mead just coming down your face, into your beer, dripping onto your fresh clothes.
And then he just says, "Fists it is then." And yeah.
Okay, so at this point, I'll
Does,
go
does-
ahead and bring something out.
Does a 17 hit with the gourd that I chucked at the back of the dude's head?
I want everyone to roll initiative, please. Except for you, Perry.
Yeah,
You
I
got
got it.
there.
Walk out of this. We're screwed.
No, this is... Damn it, which one? 16.
I gotta be honest, this fight's gonna be unfair once everyone else gets out there. Fisticuffs! How many monks are here? Let's do this.
All of them are monks. Let's go.
Well, shit, you guys are all screwed.
Okay, let's go ahead.
They're all
and
just
set
like
this
higher
up
level
real
Kinsei
quick.
monks than you, just like pure Kinsei
Some
monks.
of
You're
this-
like, this fight, and they're like,
Nice terrain. Forgive us, so while we set this up, just make sure we can see some of this. Have Melissa take a look at that and see how it looks. So, we got the entertainers over here.
Might be aimed a little low.
Who are, you got Grizza right there. You got people here. Put them in front of their benches.
There's one nice looking
right
tavern
here, who is right next to Rotmir.
So the
with
guy,
his friend.
this is the big guy.
That is the big guy right there. The dwarf here.
You said that you need to pan it up a little bit.
Yeah, I figured. That thing, don't forget, that has like a 10-second delay. So you're gonna be waiting a while.
Arnos is inside the building. Thraka.
I assume I'm Sans armor.
You are Sans armor.
Yay!
Perry is not there.
It's good.
There, and Tristan is there with Malice. We also have
on the table.
this girl over here. This one is over here, and we just got a couple of people who are milling about. And we have this woman here standing at this table. Okay, so.
How tall is this guy?
This guy is a little over 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
He's my height.
It's my height, actually.
Okay, so 25 to 30.
Mine still stands, right?
Yours stands. Yours is 18, correct?
Yeah.
18.
I don't know what Rock is.
So 15 to 20.
21.
22.
15.
22 with Lynn.
21 you forgot. I forgot.
21 with Arnos.
Did you roll initiative?
I
got you. 21.
21.
Thraka's an 18.
Okay, I'll roll.
Next up is, since you're outside, we'll put you first since you're in the back. You're going to be kind of dead to this. As
I might hear
well,
something.
this is happening.
Oh, yeah, right.
Is when you're having the thing with Queen Alita. So we'll actually.
I am going to be dead to this.
Yeah, you're going to be dead to this. Okay, so next up, 10 to 15.
10.
What'd you say yours was?
Mine's a 15.
15. And Violence is 10. And Thraka, what was your initiative?
18.
18. So you are going with Rotmir. So Flynn, you see this happen, and you see murder in the eyes of Rotmir that you haven't really seen before, as he immediately reels back like he's gonna deck this dude. What are you gonna do?
Rodman, wait. Everybody wait. Breathe. And realize it's not worth fighting unless there's a bet on it.
So,
So we clear everything back. Yeah.
are you moving? Are you gonna stand up?
I'm doing kind of hand solo, lean back and loosening the wands up a little bit.
You
Okay.
want to take my bag?
Rotmir. Where do you?
Can I throw a persuasion check on that one to see, try and get people to calm down?
I'll let you throw that.
I unclench my fist.
2 and
So 13.
This is destined to happen.
And is this possible for me to grab him to talk to him?
Roll me an athletics check versus his. He'll also roll athletics. Go ahead.
Ew. That could have been better.
So this is a 19.
Okay, he rolled a natural 3 plus 6 is 9. You grab him and you pull him down to your level.
It seems someone wants to bet on this fight. Are you game?
You wait for a response.
Yeah.
Okay, so while that's happening, Thraka.
Well, as bonus action, I'm going to cast Hex.
Okay, you weren't here. You know that using any
Cannot
kind of
use
magic
anything.
here is very bad.
Okay, then.
Well, it's
It's
more
foreboding!
it's more along the lines of
Give me
it's,
that.
if it's not divination or healing, helping in nature, it's seen with a very dim view.
It's like pulling your
Gibbity
sword.
dowdy.
But fights, as long as weapons aren't involved, are hey, that's the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Does the mug that I'm about to chuck at like Mach 4 into the back of his skull count as a weapon?
Yeah, it's an improvised weapon. So you're not proficient with improvised weapons, but you use your strength to throw.
Does it qualify
asking
as
if
weapon for no-no?
If it's no
Yes.
no.
No, it's a tinker veil. Don't pull a sword. Don't pull a club.
I'm not using my fancy one. I'm just using the one that they
Don't-
gave me. What's it made
Yeah.
of?
Wood.
Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna scale the table that has across from.
So you're trying to grab.
Grapple.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're going to move over. You're going to go 5, 10, 15. Now, there's a table between you and him. You jump onto the table to try to grapple, or are you going around it?
Stop.
I'm going up. People's elbow grapple.
So you're going to jump up onto the table and try
And
to
then
people's
just like,
elbow this
yeah,
guy.
just like-
Okay. So as you're holding him,
God.
you pull him down, you just hear a clattering of plates. As you look over, you see Thraka already running, put his foot on the table, jump up off, and
Watch
do
out, watch
this
out, watch
in the
out!
air. Just go. So what are you doing?
Warding maneuver. Does it have to be a friendly target, or can I try to ward the guy I'm trying to make a bet with?
Well, hit. I would say you can get in the way.
I could get in the way.
I would
Five.
say you can get in the way.
Plus, what'd you say?
Well, this is an unarmed attack, so you're not proficient with unarmed attacks. So
Oh,
you're
I'm gonna pop one of my samurai things and give myself
advantage. Go ahead.
yeah.
He's a fighter. He's a proficient.
No, I'll take the 5.
Oh, that's right. No, you are proficient with unarmed attacks because you're a fighter.
As long as you're proficient with simple weapons, you're proficient
So,
with fists.
so what would the first one be? 5 plus.
What's your proficiency? Plus 5.
Just
And what's
use
your
it.
strength?
Attack.
Just
For
only
action.
your strength goes to damage.
Unarmed attack, so it'll be plus 8.
So plus
So
8.
5 plus
So
8.
so 13. 13. Do you roll your hit? Because you would hit.
Plus 7.
So right as you're about to connect with this guy's head, I mean full on tie elbow this guy in the back of the head, Rotmir pulls him to the side and steps right where he is. And you kind of crash into a Rotmir and roll and hit the ground. Rotmir's standing there holding on to this guy now, and he's got him here, basically switch positions, and you're standing in front of Rotmir.
And I yell, "The motherfucker's mine!"
Extra attack, throw a
So,
fucking kick at his
As
groin.
this happens, the guy whose flagon he reached out and took stands up, turns, and is going to throw a punch at you as this one goes, bet, ha! And he tries to sock you in the stomach as hard as he can.
Okay.
So, against you, that is a 16 to hit.
Pink.
As he turns and well, this guy's swinging for your face. This guy, you managed to duck out of the way. 21.
Match.
That is 3 points of damage. As you just you step out of the way of the first one, but this guy seems like he knows how to fight. He throws the first one's a jab. As you just kind of duck out of the way, you find that he's already got a right cross going, and you step right into it.
And it does not phase me at all after all the shit I've been through. It's just like,
This one here is he tries to hit you right in the stomach. That is a 13 to hit.
I'm very easy to hit. I don't have armor on.
So that is 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the second hit is a 12 to hit.
Yep.
That's another 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And he just boom into your stomach and then cracks you across the face.
Wow, called shot.
Huh?
You landed a called shot. Cool.
Well, no. He just cracks it. Narrative flare.
Okay.
He hits you in the stomach, then cracks you across the face. Face.
The face.
As you see other people just. Oh! They start pounding on their tables as they're watching this. You see some people stand up to get a better look. No one else seems to be moving in to do anything. Even the musicians have not stopped playing. Just when you see this happen.
Appropriate.
So,
Do I have a clear line of sight on Rotmir?
There's some people in the way, but you can see Rotmir.
Enough to
magic.
cast a spell?
No magic.
It's not a harmful magic spell.
What spell?
Sanctuary.
It's a touch or 30 feet?
Range?
It's an area.
What's
30
range?
feet. I'll move.
He's out of 30 feet.
I will move up.
Okay. So you get up from your table. You can come up. You can stand
While
right next to
holding
this
my
woman.
flagon of me. Oh no, my mold.
And you can see he at that point he is within range.
Sanctuary.
Okay. So you
I will try to resist.
Don't worry about it. I'm going
go ahead and
for
roll.
the
Go ahead and roll a
next
saving
throw.
throw.
So this is what,
It's
charisma?
not harmful or anything.
I know, it's still
Charisma?
counterspell.
Oh, so you're gonna count. Okay. So you see Flynn kind of tilts back in his chair and says a word, and you can feel the magic disappear from your hand. As you look over at Flynn, he raises his cup.
Fine, I'll move the rest of my movement.
Let him
Valis,
fight.
are you getting involved or are you watching?
Hell no.
Okay,
I'm walking
so
away.
I'm gonna pull Valis out now.
I'm walking away.
Flynn, are you gonna get involved?
I'm going to begin to sing.
Okay, so you start
Lively
joining.
tavern ballad.
Go ahead. There is no singer with the them. So go ahead and roll me a performance check, please.
Yeah, do it. Good dice. 21.
Yours. What ballad are you singing?
Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
One cast taught you.
Saturday Night Fighting.
Okay, all right. So that starts picking up. The band starts picking up, playing a little bit faster.
I shall
as
jump
we
up
get
on
over
the table
to Rock
to sing my ballad.
This doesn't seem like he cares too much for the betting.
Okay, then I yell as a free action. Bet on me well! And I'm going to hit him with my fist 3 times. I've got him clinched.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Whack! Whack! You know,
Yeah.
it's not a grapple.
No, well, no, you haven't grappled. You're holding on.
It's functional
At this
grapple.
point, you
It's
pull him
grappling.
down. As
That's
soon
what
as he
I'm
hit
thinking.
you, you're grappling now. Like you're holding him in place.
So advantage on all the attacks?
No, you don't.
No, just he had disadvantage when he attacked you.
Oh, okay.
And, well, unless he's drunk.
And his speed is 0.
Okay.
Yeah, his speed is 0.
So, 21.
Oh yeah.
6 damage.
Yep. Okay. Next up.
15.
Yep.
6 damage.
All right. Next.
21.
Yep.
6 damage.
You see Rock
Bonus action, action surge.
Okay, go ahead.
16.
Hit.
6 damage. 24.
The hit and
6 damage. 20. 6 damage.
you all see something. You've only seen when Rotmir is really truly protecting someone in the group when he just lets it all go. He lets go of this guy's beard and strikes him first with the left. The guy takes a step back. 3 hits into his stomach, and you can see the guy just release bile out of his mouth as that last hit takes him in the stomach. You can hear the impact. The next hit that hits him in the jaw, you hear a crunching sound as he just, and you can see a tooth hit the chair next to him and land on the ground. As he takes a staggering step back, Rotmir uppercuts him in the chin, and he hits the wall. It comes back forward. Smiles, now missing one of his front teeth, blood streaming out of his mouth, and finally a real fight. He doesn't sound very coherent when he says that, though. Thraka, you now have his friend, who's about 2 inches shorter than you, much leaner than you are.
I try to suplex him.
So you try to
Into
grab
the table behind us.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
go
try to
ahead and
suplex him.
roll an athletics check.
Can I bellow something?
Yes.
No property damage!
I'm committed.
Don't worry, I handle the damages.
Flynn's just like,
Athletics?
Athletics, I get +8 in it. 9?
I'm surrounded by barbarians.
As you go to reach for this guy is quick.
You can have this one?
He ducks out of the way and hops out. That is your one attack.
No, it's one I just got to say.
He steps back and smiles at you, and then he comes forward and tries
Hold on,
to.
action surge. I'm gonna try to suplex him again.
Okay, roll the grapple. All right.
So just athletics again?
Yeah, it's athletics versus his.
Can I pop my fighter thing since it can't? Does it count as an attack?
This isn't an attack.
What do you mean?
Your army was right on.
Oh, gotcha.
Plus 8, 17.
Yeah.
17. Now you actually manage. So now you're holding on to him. So you have him. You're holding him. You manage. He tries to swing at you wildly when he steps aside. You grab the arm and you grab him by the chest. You got his arm up over your shoulder, and you got a hold of him now. If you can keep hold of him, you can try to suplex him on your next turn.
All right, lit. Bet.
Every time.
With you holding him, he's not going to try to break the grapple. He's just going to try to swing at your head. He rolls a natural 20, but he's grappled. He also rolls a total of 19.
Bink.
As you got his right hand pinned, and he doesn't seem like he does too much with his left. And he manages to hit you, but it just kind of glances off your face and doesn't do anything.
Does it hurt like bitch?
His
My
second
brain sucked
attack,
out.
Another natural 20 and a 5. So it's the same. He hits you twice in the face, but you don't feel anything.
He's just
at
like,
all. The guy next to you, as he has his back against the wall. He pushes himself against the wall. You can see he's kind of wobbly on his feet, and he's going to try to savagely kick you in the chest, and rolls a natural 1. As he comes up and tries to kick you in the chest, you can see he didn't really. He tried to come before he was recovered.
This
he
is the guy with me.
Yeah, he probably needed a 10 count because as he goes to throw a Sparta kick, his other leg comes out from under him and he lands flat on his back. He groans and will stand up. Then looks over at you and, come on!
Okay.
And Trishwin, are you going to get involved?
No, forget it.
Is
Just gonna
he
go take a bath.
aroused? Because
Okay,
it's-
at this point, the woman next to you in a red cloak turns over to you, goes, which one's your brother?
The dwarf.
Oh, well then never mind then. She turns to the woman behind her. I got 5 gold on the dwarf. And the woman's just like, I'm not stupid.
And I'll walk up to Grizz and be like, I'm ready for my bath.
The other dwarf that's at your table leans across and talks to the elf and goes like, 2 gold on the dwarf, 2 gold on the dwarf. And he's like, fine, 2 gold on the dwarf. 2 drinks on the dwarf, 2 drinks on the, okay, 2 drinks, alright, 2 drinks on the dwarf, alright. You gotta give me 3 to 1 odds. Okay, fine, 3 to 1 odds, okay. As they're just going at each other. We are back to Rotmere. And this guy is just slowly gets up and you can see his ego is much, much greater than his actually ability to back it up against someone like you. Your turn.
And I'm like,
Knights of Fate beat up local idiots at bar.
you gonna pour fine alcohol on dwarves? Or am I gonna have to teach you a lesson?
I never learned nothing!
And I,
Go ahead.
3 attacks.
My mom told me book learn's bad!
24.
That's a hit.
6 damage. 12.
12 is a hit.
6 damage.
That's what's all.
14.
That's a hit.
6
His
damage.
AC's all decked and he's got
As
none.
this guy comes rushing at you, just ready, like peeled back for a haymaker. My mama never learned me nothing. As he goes to swing at you, you just jab him right in the nose, and he immediately goes, oh! And as he does, you catch him in the throat, and his hands just go, ah! And you just crack him again, right in the forehead, and you see him blink twice. Then his eyes roll up into the back of his head, and he just timbers, full on, BAM! On the ground, and just lays there.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
I turn around to everybody and I'm like, I hope I made all of you some money.
The one fighting you that you're holding on, as you're holding on, he goes, Bruce? Watch out! John Cena! Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics, please. Oh, God.
16 plus 8, 24.
He was caught off guard as he's trying to parlay with you. He rolls a natural 1. And as he's parlaying, he gets it out like, Truce? He's already in the air as you pick him up and smack him on the table. Now, this is a oak table. The table does not give, but he does. As you hear the wind leave his body, as he, don't hit me, I'll buy you a beer.
2.
Fine.
Okay.
I pat his face, like his whole face, with my big ass hand just.
He gets up off the table and he reaches his hand out. He's like, no hard feelings.
I just pick him up because I'm just that strong.
And
I think I demonstrated it.
And all right. And then he goes, oh hell. Let me get the dwarf a couple of ales. I'm sorry, my friend. When he drinks a little too much, he gets a little boisterous, and I gotta have his back. You understand?
I'm actually picking
Until
his
he gets
friend up.
slammed.
Will you help him? I mean, his friend he's out. It's like trying to pick up like a cat that's asleep. That's just everything's everywhere.
Can I make
It's
a
just-
Cat's not ready to
Oh
wake
yeah,
up.
go ahead. And with advantage because he's
You think there's gonna be parlay after I was sitting over here just like bouncing excitedly?
so
That's gonna
21?
someone?
Oh yeah, you guys pick him up. He looks over and he sees the woman sitting at the empty table. He has you help him over there and just drapes his friend over the table. Goes back to the table he's at, 6 back down. With the 2, invites the 2 of you over to his table and gets each of you a thing of ram's horn and a thing of meat for both of you, and gets himself a thing of ram's horn and a mulled wine.
Do I look around to see if there's any property damage?
That table was sturdy. The only row like property, there isn't really much damage caused. Not really. I mean, these cups are made of wood. You know, a couple of them got kicked around, and the table held his weight and held the guy's weight, and doesn't look like it's the worst for wear.
Okay, so I don't need to pay for anything.
And he sits down with you and begins to share stories and drink while his friend is unconscious for way too long.
I'm gonna go over and do a medicine check.
Well, you have Grace. She walks over there and she's like, okay, he's alive.
He's
and
still breathing.
She reaches into his pouch, tingles out 4 silver coins, puts his pouch back on his unconscious form, then puts them in her bodice, walks up, grabs 2 beers, and goes, on the house! And grabs one for you and one for you. To the winners!
Anybody else want to fuck off?
And you see the dwarf just like the elf like, I knew he was going to win. I was going to drink anyway. I was going to get the next 3 rounds anyway, okay? So he picks up some beer. More booze is spread around. The feeling comes down a little bit as everyone's like, all right. Like, you know, the testosterone in this area is calmed down a bit. It's about this time that you come out of the bath and you can see now looks like Rotmere smells like booze a lot. Like, really smells like ale for some reason.
I think you may be a little too into your cups.
And him and Thraka are laughing, talking to a guy who looks like he took a fairly good shot on his jaw, and you can see the knuckles on Rotmere are kind of bloody, and you see what looks like a dead dude draped across the table. Though, if you look at it, you can just barely see his chest falling and rising, so he's alive. But the mood out here is jovial, and people are talking and laughing. Kids laughing. Triswin is proud of her brother.
No, I went to the bath.
Okay, so you just kind of like
that
whatever.
Dispel thing. I was like, fuck it.
You two have no idea how lucky you are that I wasn't out here.
I got to practice a move I haven't done since one of the little kids at the camp.
So you can go in and take a bath when Grizza sees you. She looking for a hot bath.
Placing a child.
There you go. And she tunes up. Just give me 1 second. Lydia, set up a nice discreet area for this lady. When you go into that room, normally it's just the 3, but now that she hangs a pretty bad curtain, to be fair, but it's more just like an old, really worn out sheet. But she hangs up to give you a modicum of privacy, from the people watching outside and the other people who may take baths, and allows you a bit of privacy.
Thank you very much, Lydia. Was it?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Here, have a gold.
You put a gold coin into her palm, and she looks down, looks up at you for a second. Hi, my name's Lydia.
I'll be helping.
I'm Gris's daughter. Anything else you need? More towels, change of clothes? Need someone to wash the clothes that you're in?
Yes, I could use a washing for my clothes and my armor, and possibly new clothes.
Oh, you need some work on your armor? I'm strong. I know a great blacksmith just down the street. I could drop it off for you. Maybe get some work done on it. I think we'll be closing early tomorrow. He'll probably only work for a few hours, but
it just needs some work.
He likes me, so maybe he'll not
Here's another glove and get everything taken care of. If you can tell from my hide, it is kind of difficult to acquire clothing.
Yes,
nothing to show.
Oh, here, and she starts helping you out of your armor, which greatly assisted you getting out of your armor. And she begins chattering about how she can't wait to get out of the house. She wants to go see the world. She's going to go down to Sharn, where the people aren't backward yokels like where she lives now. And typical teenager, everything, my life sucks and everything out there is better. But you smile and grin and bear it as she, regales you with tales. And now 2 gold heavy in her hand. After you get in the bath, she gathers up the armor and heads outside. You very clearly see her doing her best to lug your sister's armor with her as it is beginning to get dark, as you see now fires beginning to be lit all over the place. Most of them for heat, but some for heat, but mostly for light. She starts heading off in a direction.
I don't know what's going on, so I am going to give my drink to the person next to me,
Daka.
and I'm not gonna let this person steal my sister's armor.
Well, that's what I suspect. You approach her, and she sees you coming, and she just kind of takes a step back, and yes.
I saw what you're carrying, and I have the same thing, and I'm guessing you're going to take this to a person who can fix it, so...
Miss Trisman entrusted her armor to me to get it fixed.
That's my sister.
So you just thoroughly confused a child.
You see, like, fuses firing in her eyes for a second as her brain tries to collect the idea of a half-elf and dwarf being brother and sister. And like, uh-huh.
She's adopted.
Why are you telling me this?
So you might have a reason to show me where the blacksmith is?
I guess. And she turns and she heads off in a direction. You can see, after a little while, she heads to what you see lights on in this building. It is a ground floor. It's one of the few buildings that is separate from trees. There's no trees. Even the foliage around it has been cleared. It is a completely stone building, including, it looks like the roof itself is made of very, very good tiles, which in a place like this is kind of odd. Mainly it's made out of thatch. But this is a fairly well constructed building. There is a sign hanging out outside the door that is Braggett's Blacksmith. She knocks on the door, and a dwarf, shorter than you, opens the door, and see immediately as he sees her, his eyes light up. Ah, Lydia, what brings you here? She goes, oh, I got some more. Like, ah, he turns and looks at you. Oh, how are you doing, sir? How can I be of assistance?
In Dwarven, I say, nice to meet you, Mr. Braggett. I'm Thundergut.
Oh, Thundergut, it's good to be a dwarf. Well, not nearly enough of us here in the Elven Reaches. How can I be of assistance?
Oh, well, I'm here to pay for the services for this set of armor and my set of armor.
And when you say that, you see Lydia, who has a gold piece in her hand, just goes. And sorry, let me go ahead and turn that back to you real quick. Sorry for that, fellas. She puts it away, kind of tries to sleight of hand that out and keep that change. What kind of job are you looking for? Because I'm not going to be working. I'm already done for today. I'm going to go get me a pint. And tomorrow I'm only going to be working for maybe a few hours, but you can make it worth my while, then.
Well, look at the armor. Tell me if it's too much.
When you show the army, oh Lord, were you beaten by a couple dozen goblins with sticks at the same time?
No.
Oh, whatever it was, I'm glad you made it out of that. That looks like a crush that could kill a man. Tell you what, you pay my fee in half again. I'll have it done for you before you leave tomorrow, or by tomorrow.
And I turn to Lydia, and I'm like, thank you very much for your assistance, and I give her a 12 piece.
Robbie, wasn't it? Or Thundergut? Oh, my name's Lydia.
She's easily
if you need anything else, I'm Chris's daughter. You've already had a bath. Did you want me to help you with the clothes or anything? Were you all looking for a place to stay?
Well,
I mean, you and your sister. We do have a few extra spare bedrooms that I can tell my mom, maybe put in good work for you. I mean, there's lots of competition for her rooms because she's such a good cook. But I mean, if you slip me, maybe help me out a little bit, then I can put in good work for you.
Well, we'll be staying with Mrs. Jilly.
Oh, Jilly. Oh, she's a nice one. She's a very nice lady. But if you change your mind,
I'll keep you on the list.
So you deposit Tristan's armor. He looks and doesn't need too much. Hour or two of work and that one will be done. But yours, I'm gonna be working well past noon. So
what?
Call it 15 gold pieces, and I'll get you fixed right up.
I give him 45 gold pieces.
Well, I can't say no to a tip. Guess holiday expenses and all that. You had I'm about to head to the Gilded Cup. I love Griz's cooking, and she always has the best wine and meat, especially this time of year. Would you like to join me?
Sure. First round's on me.
How about the first round's on me? And he dumps that into his now very full coin purse.
Okay.
And walks with his arm over your shoulders back towards the Gilded Cup, with Lydia, now in a far better mood than she has been, almost skipping in front of you guys as
Did she give me my
keeps
clothes?
looking at the money. Oh no, she completely forgets about
Oh,
that.
damn.
You're
Oh, no,
coming
that
out
means I'm
naked.
stuck in the task dress. Oh,
Oh no, you have the other dress too.
I'm
You're
not
stuck
wearing
in a dress.
a dress. Yes, I'm either in the one that Tass bought me,
Well,
or
after
the one
quite
that
a while-
Flynn bought me.
After quite a
Either
while,
way, I am
Lynn,
screwed.
or I'm sorry, Lydia does not come back with clothes by the time you are finished bathing.
So do something useful.
She'll continue to sleep.
No, now at this point you've migrated over with the musicians, and the tabaxi moves forward.
Ooh.
After this, I'd like to buy you a drink.
Yeah, I never say no to free liquor, but I shall buy you some first.
I can't say no to that offer.
Excellent. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
what's flirting with him?
Which dress do you wear? The red one or the blue one?
Oh, Tabaxi?
They're both equally bad.
Wow.
No, the
Which one is the slightly
the
more
red,
modest
the
one?
red one was not. Remember, that was like a summer dress. The blue one was more upscale, but still.
Winter.
It was more winterized, but still, showing all the right parts. It was much tighter fitting. The other one was more billowy. This one's much more tight.
That's right.
tighter.
Cass
Summer
wanted
dr-
me
the
to
summer
look
dress
like a cake.
The summer dress is highly inappropriate right now.
Okay, I will wear the blue one from Lester's.
When you finally leave
Good.
the Gilded Cup and rejoin the group,
I'm out there.
you immediately are greeted by the same one that threw the punt, that fought with him. Greets you within a few moments, holding a horn of mead for himself, and extends one to you.
Oh,
The one
thank
that
you.
fought him?
No, the one that fought you.
Oh, so he's alive now.
No,
No.
the one that fought you.
The one that fought
The
you is
one that he's
fine.
John
The one that
Cena.
fought you is fine. The
Oh,
one that you
okay.
John
The one
Cena.
that fought him is.
So he
like that.
hands you that and sit with us.
I was gonna get more food.
I'll get you a plate.
Okay.
And he has you sit next to Thraka, and when he comes back with food and begins speaking, he ignores you completely. And speaks to Crispin for
So
the
I'll
rest of
start
the time.
speaking into his brain.
No,
Which-
don't freak out people.
Yeah, and when he hears this, he's... Go.
The questions that enter his mind, I'm using like a twisted version of my own voice inside his head. Like, is my penis going to be too small for her? Have my balls fallen back down after getting slammed like that? God, my asshole's hurt a lot recently.
If you saw a man just be like, he looks at the meat and he kind of pushes it in front of him after a while, and after a little bit he just kind of gets up and excuses himself and wanders off. Doesn't seem like he's having a good rest of his night.
Hello?
For right now, though, for the moment, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. Get ourselves some more pizza in me, because I need to scarf some
Well,
down. But I don't
Nicholas
want to
is
tell
in.
you guys.
Yeah, you need to do that, buddy.
Yeah, so we'll be back here in about between 15 and 20 minutes. We'll see you then.
Watch out when you back up.
Don't ignore me after I suplex you. I will fuck your brain.
Oh. It's because you're not the prettiest girl at the ball anymore right now.
No, but I am the strongest.
He's just the
No,
prettiest
you're
girl
not,
with
sweetheart.
balls.
Oh, honey, you're not strong.
Smartest dude.
The strongest one. Where she edges me out a little bit. I'm at 19, she's at 20.